one point yesterday, about, I don't know, halfway or so through the game, I asked myself, how in the hell are Peter King and I going to talk about this game tomorrow? I mean, what can we talk about? And then we spent the first entire hour of the show without a break talking about that game, thanks to the ending of it.
Well, I mean, I saw some of the videos on your site as well. I don't blame you. Some of your conversation was essentially like, did you see that? Can you believe that? I mean, in these, and Peter's been around the block, and you have as well. Honestly, there were times when Baker was going the wrong way, and there were times that the play was blown up because it was obvious that he wasn't fully, up to speed on things. But as he said after the game, ball is ball, and McVay and the staff coached him up just well enough. I still can't believe what I saw. I still can't believe it.
Oh, it was unbelievable. And after that punt, where the ball rolls inside the 5, like it has a mind of its own, and Mac Hollins is doing the gritty as the ball is rolling to a stop, and they lined it up, and they got 98 yards to go, a minute and a half and no timeouts. It's like, oh, well, it's just a question of when they get the fourth down and don't convert, and the Raiders take a couple of knees, and we all go home. And the moment that it turned was the Jerry Tillery, idiotic, knock the ball out of Baker's hands and give him 15 yards, reversing a sack that had just happened on a first down. And then the throw to Ben Skwernick. We talk so much about the Van Jefferson touchdown, but the spark to that drive was the 30-plus yarder to Skwernick, which was a beautiful pass and an incredible catch. And that was the moment that you feel yourself sitting forward in your seat, that we may have something here. And it really is unbelievable. For a team that has no postseason hopes. The Bucs did it the other night, but they're trying to win their division. The Rams are dead in the water. To create that kind of excitement for a team that is playing out the string, I can remember nothing like it.
Well, and now, their next 2 games are on national television, and I know there were some folks even out there talking about looking up, because, I guess you can make your own rules here, flexing out of a Christmas Day game. But Baker Mayfield, Monday Night Football in Green Bay, and last year he damn near pulled it off for the Browns in Lambeau. And then Christmas Day, I mean, him playing there brings some juice. And is there any chance he stays there at all? Because, we're going to be asking about Stafford's health. We saw him last night on the sideline giving him a hug. But is there any shot that this is something more?
I think the Rams would love to find a way to keep him around as a viable backup to Matthew Stafford, because Stafford, although he's only 34, he is an old 34. He has been banged around, and I think he keeps a lot of his injuries to himself. He's at the exact opposite end of the Ben Roethlisberger, wrap me in ice on every joint spectrum, and I want everyone to know how injured I am. Stafford never says anything, and he got to the point this year where he just couldn't go. And I think they'd like to have somebody that they could plug in from time to time and feel comfortable and confident that guy can get it done. But after a game like last night, you're not going to be able to sign him to be your backup. Somebody's going to want him to be the starter. He's got 4 more games, and we could feel very differently a month from now than we do today. But, Rich, right before the 2018 draft, Josh McDaniels, then the Patriots offensive coordinator, secretly worked out Baker Mayfield. Mayfield wasn't going to do it because, you're not going to draft me. I'm not going to be on the board when you guys pick, and you're not going to trade up to get me. But he did it anyway. And McDaniels got to witness last night firsthand what this guy can do. And they have an out in Derek Carr's contract. And I'm not saying that they should. I'm just saying that they could. They could pull the plug on Carr. They could sign Mayfield and make him the starter. And if anyone is going to do it, wouldn't it be the person who saw last night standing on the field what Mayfield can do with 2 days of preparation? So I think if he keeps doing what he did last night, somebody is going to want him to be the starter. Somebody is going to pay him. He's not going to get the $40 million that he reportedly wanted in Cleveland, but he's going to get a lot more than we thought he was going to get just a day ago at this time.
What do you think is happening with the Raiders? Why do they keep blowing all these leads? Why do they lose games against teams that are making moves that are unprecedented, like throwing a quarterback into a game just less than 48 hours from arriving, or losing to a coach who's never done it at this level before, who was on TV 6 days before and tweeting about how terrible they were about 10 days before? Why? What's your 2 cents on this, Mike?
Rich, it's the damnedest thing, too. They won the 3 games in between that horrendous bookend of losses to inexperienced coach and just off the plane, literally, quarterback. So I know what I saw last night, and I saw on that last play, that touchdown pass, it was a bad defensive coverage. It was a bad plan. Mayfield said he was shocked to see the defensive backs in press coverage. There's 14 seconds left. The Rams have no timeouts. You're on the 24-yard line. You, at that point, should be defending the end zone and only the end zone. Now, you may keep some guys near the sidelines in order to try to keep someone in bounds if they make a catch, because you don't want them to get out of bounds and then have another shot closer to the end zone. But they had a lot of guys in the middle of the field. Screw the middle of the field. Let them catch it and tackle them. They're not going to get another playoff. So the press coverage, and Van Jefferson ran past it, and Mayfield explained that he saw the positioning of the defensive backs beforehand, and he was going to take that shot. And he had to, because Max Crosby, even as he was being held by the right tackle, Crosby would have been all over Mayfield if he took any more time whatsoever. It was beautiful, but it was a horrible defense. And those failures need to be rectified, and at a certain point, it's no longer a fluke. Just like with the Vikings, what they're doing, at a certain point, it isn't a fluke. What the Raiders doing, at a certain point, it isn't a fluke. But this issue came up after they lost to the Colts. Josh McDaniels isn't getting fired for one very important reason. Mark Davis most likely can't afford to pay the buyout and then go hire another coach. It's a cash flow issue. There's been reports to that effect, and I don't think that's unreasonable. This isn't the Walmart clan that owns the Broncos, and money's just falling out of the sky to finance buyouts and hire new coaches. So I think Davis is stuck with McDaniels. No matter how badly fans would like to make a change after 1 year, there's no way he's going to do it.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.